Africa. It's another Monday, and it's time to talk about the most exciting football experiments on the continent of Africa. My name is Shegun Odwanyo. I have with me Anython, and together we'll be analyzing. I'll be talking about the past. Of course, we'll be previewing what happened in the past, and then I will be getting ready for the semi-finals. Nigeria, DR Congo, Cote d'Ivoire, and South Africa are the 4 teams that are through to the semi-finals of the biggest football fiesta on the continent of Africa. Nigeria is the number 1 placed side out of these 4 teams remaining in the competition, both CAF and FIFA-wise. So it means that all things being equal, Nigeria should go home with the trophy. However, it is worthy of note that the big boys, every single country who have placed favorites have been knocked out. Therefore, we have 4 unusual sides. But okay, if you still look at football heritage, you probably think, okay, Nigeria is a big side, but nobody perhaps would have expected DR Congo to be at this stage of the competition. Same as South Africa and Cote d'Ivoire. Remember when we were here last, it was when we defeated the Angolas, the Palancras Negras of Angola. Now, we have a date with destiny on Wednesday by 6 p.m. The Sprigs of Nigeria will be up against the boys, or Bafana of South Africa. Anything, the Battle of Amapiano.
The Battle of Amapiano.
Yeah.
So I heard on Twitter, it says Amapiano versus Afrobeat. But I think something that everybody needs to know right now is that even the Amapiano that originated from South Africa, Nigerians have, yes, yeah. you understand. Yeah. And it's going to be a really musical and rhythmic semi-final between Nigeria and South Africa. And you talk about the history between Nigeria and South Africa. The last time we met, it was at this particular stage of the competition. I think it was in the year 2000.
Yeah.
And they defeated.
We won 2-0.
No,
we won 2-0. 2000.
Did we win or they won?
We won. Tijani Babangida's brace before we got into the finals, and we lost to Cameroon.
Then I must have gotten
in the controversial penalty that Victor Ikpeba put his hands on his head. We played 2-2 in the final against Cameroon. 99? No, it was Ghana Nigeria 2000.
Oh, Ghana Nigeria 2000. So I got my this is.
We have a very good aggregate score over them.
Yes.
Most times we beat them.
Yes.
In fact, we are used to beating them.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, we are used to beating South Africa.
But I think this is a different South African side that have come from, let me use the word, from the ruins and now at the top. Yeah. Now what do I mean? Nobody expected South Africa to be at this stage of the tournament by this time. Even South African fans, they did not expect it. And you need to give kudos to the coach and the players. Yeah. And then I think there are some people that we really need to watch out for, especially their goalkeeper. In everything that we do, Ose Pasero, Osimhen and the boys, please avoid penalties. Yeah. I don't want to have my heart in my mouth at this time. But it's going to be a really, really, really intense encounter between Nigeria.
Yeah. Also interesting is the fact that Ron Williams, their goalkeeper, is on 4 clean sheets, the highest equaling Stanley Wabali's record. So the 2 best goalkeepers, if you count clean sheets now, will be facing each other on Wednesday, and it's really going to be interesting. Yeah. However, of the total players of South Africa at the competition, 22 of these guys play within. I mean, they play within South Africa. They are not homegrown. They are not interested in going to Europe. Look, even Messi, one of their foreign players, Persitao now plays in Al Ahly, and you still count him as a foreign-based player.
I think he's their captain.
No, he's not the captain. Yeah, he's not the captain. The highest he went was Brighton. Played for Brighton for a while, and before we could say Jack Robinson, he was back on the continent of Africa and was playing for Al Ahly.
He's looking like the Egyptian thingy.
Exactly.
Most Egyptian players
they play at home.
Excel.
Interestingly, they have fantastic footballers. They play good football. Let's quickly talk about South Africa versus Cape Verde, and that game went into penalties, and Cape Verde lost 4 penalties. In fact, let's not put it that way. We are taking the glory of the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper saved 4 penalties. 4 fantastic penalties. I mean, these are not lazy penalties per se. These were penalties that I think they were well taken, but the goalkeeper caught 4, saved 4.
So the last time we had this heroic goalkeeper was during the last AFCON, and that was Abu
Gabal of Egypt.
Yeah. And he did his thing, but he was unable to get Egypt to win the trophy. Yeah. However, you need to give kudos to the South African keeper. Amazing. For penalty kicks, the first thing is to make a decision.
Yeah.
Once you make the decision, this is where I'm going. The next thing is for you to save the ball, because sometimes we have seen cases whereby goalkeepers, you know, they go the right way, they make the right decision, but then maybe it could be the power of the shots, the placing, or then the, you know, the positioning as well, and then, you know, they just don't get to save the ball at the end of the day. But however, this guy saved 4 penalties. No,
if it was one, you probably say it was a mistake.
Yes.
If it was 2, it was probably lucky. If it was 3,
right.
it was probably having a good day.
And he gets
but
right.
4, that's fantastic.
But then you need to give it to the Cape Verdean keeper as well. I think he had like
saved 2. Yeah, saved 2. Fantastic
that was
saves.
Nice. That was nice.
His boys that let him down.
Well, it was an amazing. And you wouldn't expect someone like Bebe, who is, you know, in contention for the goal of the tournament, to have missed the penalty.
First penalty.
His credentials, you know, he's a former Manchester United player. He's played in the La Liga. He plays currently in the La Liga. And you don't expect him to, you know, to lose the penalty. But then, yes, thank you very much. I was going to say that penalty is not anybody's game, you understand. But then the pressure, you know, and then the stage at which the tournament had gotten to, you understand, you know, the pressure, and you need to be very calm, cool, calm and collected to be able to, you know, take your team across the line when it comes to penalty kicks.
I mean, hosts Cote d'Ivoire were needing a very big miracle. Almost everybody in Cote d'Ivoire was practically praying to God for them to go past the group stages. And I was saying in a group that I belong to, I said, I see Cote d'Ivoire going far. And guys were smiling and laughing. I said, Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana, if they can survive this scare from the group stages, you'll be shocked at what will happen to them. Unfortunately, Ghana couldn't make it. But Ghana's not making it was what made Cote d'Ivoire get out of the group safely. But look at how far they have gone. They have gone, you know, wobbling and dangling and dancing around the group stages, moving down to the next group, to the next phase. And then look at where they are. They were losing that game against Mali 1-0. Mali had the penalty. Mali missed the penalty. Mali came back to score a goal. Mali was in charge of that game. Unfortunately for them, in I think the 89th or the 90th minute, Cote d'Ivoire got a goal back. Adingra of Brighton got a goal. And then just when you thought, okay, it's finally going into penalties, Fofana stepped up.
How do you
took it, that similar to the first goal of the competition, from that same space, hit the shot. Somehow, deflections here and there, you know, the ball found its way into the goalpost. And what made it more interesting on social media was the fact that the Malian coach was crying and the Malian assistant coach was pouring water on his head. And that really went viral. Cote d'Ivoire sacked a manager during a competition, and they are now in the finals. So do you think they have what it takes to go into the finals?
I was going to come to that. Now, I think that the caretaker manager would have told the boys that having qualified for the group stage, having qualified from the group stage as the third best team in the tournament, we would have told them that, guys, we have managed to come this far. We can't afford to let our guards down. We can't afford to let the fans down. Because if you look at it, the Ivorian fans have been one of the most amazing fans in this tournament. Despite the loss, despite the defeats to Nigeria and Equatorial Guinea, they still came out en masse to support this team. And I'm sure the coach would have told them. And then the big players too would have said, look, guys.
Look at Didier Drogba. Look at the way
he has always been with the team, and Solomon Kalou too as well. He has always been with the team, and you know, these are the kind of things that these players need. Is the extra. You know, they used to say that the fans are the 12th.
The 12th man
in the pitch, but then they have more than 12 now. They have the legends, the AFCON legends, and the former players. You understand? You know, supporting them irrespective of how bad they started the tournament, and you know. They are a team to really look out for in the final. I'm talking about the final now. I predict. Yes, I see. Yes, I see a Nigeria Cote d'Ivoire final, but it's not going to come easy for either side. It's not going to come easy, and I can't be wrong. But I don't want to be wrong about Nigeria. I can't be wrong about Africa, but I don't want to be wrong about Nigeria.
All right, DR Congo now. This is, according to reports, one of their best outings ever. I don't even think they've got into the semi-finals. So yeah, the quarterfinals were the best they've gone, and the semi-finals. And that team, you know, Yosin Wissa and the rest of the guys, you know, when you just expect that they'll probably crumble like a pack of cards, they come back again with one intense energy that you don't even know where it's coming from. And look at where they are in the semi-finals. Nigeria will be playing against South Africa. They will be playing against Cote d'Ivoire.
Yes, so they are a team that I want to avoid. As in, speaking as a Nigerian, they are a team I want to avoid. Reason being that they have experience and they have youthfulness on their side. Now, you look at someone like Wissa of Brentford, and then they have a certain Masuaku who has played, I think it's the Masuaku that has played with West Ham.
Same Masuaku.
And he is a very phenomenal player. If you put
they have like 5 or 6 engine room boys in that team.
You understand?
Right,
and they are very crucial to how far this team has come in this tournament. And it's very important that teams like a team like Ivory Coast will need to.
They won 3-1 their quarter-final game.
Yes, and a team like Ivory Coast will need to, you know, not let their guards down this time. The actual fact that they made it through to this, you know, stage of the competition miraculously, when they outrightly should have, you know, been knocked out, and should not make them relax. They need to, you know, they need to up their game against this side. They are the team is a free-flowing team, and they have eyes on the target. They have a Premier League experiences in the team.
They have top boys playing in French clubs.
You understand?
You know, guys playing in Europe, guys that understand what it feels like to be
quite amazing that their coach has been able, you know, to bring these guys together and then create this synergy in their team. And this has brought them far. This is like a great achievement for them. But however, Ivory Coast might find a way to get into this final.
You know, they've not been fantastic. Ivory Coast has not been fantastic.
And that's not what you need. You don't need to be. It shows that look at the fantastic teams, the likes of Cape Verde and Equatorial Guinea. They are out.
Yeah.
So
all right. Lastly, let's talk about our darling Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yes. The boys have not really. They didn't really think. They didn't really know that Nigerians would be on their side because, like most of them have complained about, they needed that love and support before the tournament. Standing captain Trustekong said it. Victor Osimhen made mention of it. Almost everybody that you put a microphone or in front of them have said it. I'm talking about Super Eagles players now. They said, yeah, you have appreciated all the love coming in, but we would have wished that this love was coming on from the very beginning. Unfortunately, they were not playing like they understood what they were doing at the time. So you won't really blame Nigerians. But all along this tournament, many Nigerians, in fact, they're the darling thing happening to everybody. Now everybody wants to align with them. Look at stakeholders from the political and entertainment scene flying down to Cote d'Ivoire to go represent. Exactly. You know, look at everybody now putting up stuff on their IG status, on Twitter status, on Twitter rather, or sorry, X, like it's now called, and on WhatsApp and all, representing the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Organizations, you know, are doing adverts now with anything representing the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and it will probably get worse, or it will go deeper than that if we go beyond Wednesday. Between Wednesday and Sunday, the whole world will know that there's a team called Super Eagles. Everywhere Nigerians want to show. But let's talk about the ruggedness of the team. From the back, Stanley Wabali, first timer with the Super Eagles, kept 4 clean sheets already, considered just 1 goal. Look at that defense. Shemi Ajayi, William Troost-Ekong, Zaidou Sanusi, for all the daggers we threw at Zaidou Sanusi.
Yeah.
He has been fantastic at the back. Offensively, perhaps not too great. Then you go into the middle of the park. You go to Alex Iwobi. Many persons have. He has probably been the most attacked Super Eagles player, but he's playing out of position. He's playing a little bit behind. Then there's Frank the Tank Onyeka, who is doing a doing a yeoman's job. Came in to, you know, steal that place after Wilfred got injured, and many persons were not too sure what's going to happen, but he was doing his job. Frank the Tank, Frank the Rock, playing fantastically well for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Up front, Moses Simon, of course, we know what Moses Simon can do, can make those Vinicius kind of runs on his good days, because on his very bad days, it becomes just an elder brother to Samuel Chukwueze. And then on the other side, we have Ademola Lookman, the revelation of the tournament so far. Nobody expected that he would be the highest goal scorer of the team. He has been putting in so much strength, so much energy, you know, never gets tired, never complains, rushes all along. He's always in the right position to score the goals, because you can't score the goals if your positioning is poor. And of course, pinpoint man for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the king of Africa himself, Victor Osimhen, the most expensive footballer in that team right now.
The most loved player in Africa.
Perhaps the most loved. Super Eagles will win. Osimhen will not score. The fans will be shouting Osimhen's name. Shows you that he's one of the most loved players in Africa, and of course, one of the most loved players with Super Eagles of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Jose Pasero, the coach, one time man that everybody wanted out. In fact, we even reduced. His salary was reduced. And they told him, if you will not take this new contract with $50,000 per month, please go home. And he took it because he said he loved the boys. Now his contract will be ending. But of course, the most important thing for Nigerians is that Super Eagles of Nigeria move past the semi-finals, get to the finals, and bring the trophy back to Abuja. Do we have all it takes to do these three things?
Now, let me digress a little bit. Now, talking about exes, General would have wished that he had someone like Nwabali in his team during his time, because he would have taken Nigeria to, the World Cup. But however, I feel that he'll be proud of, the team that he has, what he has left behind and what he's seen with this current crop of Super Eagles. And Ose Pasera has been someone that, myself inclusive, has never seen as a coach that will take Nigeria,
they call him PE coach,
to this stage of this competition.
I didn't think
because
so
he didn't start well. He didn't start well, I must confess. But now he's at the point where he can make the demands. If he wins this AFCON for Nigeria, against all odds, I'm telling you, he will be making demands from the NFF. However, you need to give kudos to him. After the first game, a 1-1 against Equatorial Guinea, he seems to find, he found a way to manage the crop of players that he has, the talents that he has, and he has seen a way to manage this team. They have not considered a goal since the first in the opening match, and it's been amazing. And then you have players on the bench too that can come up and then complement what the team is doing. However, I told somebody that the fact that Osimhen has not scored since the first game should not make anybody worry.
He said he's not bothered.
I'm not bothered, and I like the fact that he's not bothered. You know why?
The most important is for him to win the trophy.
Thank you very much. So reason being that I feel that I'm comfortable with Osimhen making the assists, pressuring the defenses, and then rallying the team
around the boys,
rallying around the boys, and then at the end of the day, if Nigeria finally makes it to the final of the competition, he scores the winning goal.
Wow,
that's what that's my prediction.
Perfect scripts from the Nollywood producer.
No, this is the Hollywood producer now. Hollywood in Nollywood. However, it's been amazing from the team, and you need to give kudos to Ademola Lookman. You never expect his time with the Super Eagles didn't start well.
In fact, on the 11th, it will be exactly 2 years that FIFA permitted him to switch to play for the Super Eagles.
And I was looking at exactly Saka yesterday, and I was wondering, imagine if I had Bukayo Saka.
Imagine we had all of them, Chidebere Eze. Imagine we had this other guy, Michael Olise.
And Destiny Udogie.
Imagine we had Destiny Udogie.
However, I think I'm so excited and proud of this crop of Super Eagles players, from Olaino to Victor Osimhen to Simon. Bassi has been amazing, and then Nwabali. For the first time in a long time, I can rest that I don't have to think. I don't have to think about Vincent Eyama as in the glory days and be like, oh God, what happened? You understand? Like, now I can rest. We had some goalkeepers that and then Uzo has been. He's been good in his own way. He's been good. However, we have an upgrade in his own way. He's been good.
Uzo single-handedly did not allow Nigeria qualify for the World Cup.
That was then. I'm forgiving him for that. I don't want to look back to the past again. We have Nwabali here now, and I'm looking to the future.
Anyway,
and seeing him saving us from the opponents in the final.
All right, let's preview the game. Nigeria versus South Africa. The boys, Bafana have not been spectacular. I've monitored their games. They've not been. You know when you see a team that is fantastic, oh my goodness, this is a thing for us to be scared of. But one thing about this AFCON is never say never.
Yes.
Football is like biscuits, never know where and when it will crack.
Yeah.
And you never know how you will get kicked out. Mali was more fantastic than Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
The Malian team will be watching the semi-finals on the TV like me and you, like you and I. Yeah. So it tells you that it's not about fra. It's not about being Eden Hazard. It's about being Cristiano Ronaldo.
Thank you very much. Say that again.
Even if you are Mr. Football.
Yes, I think Chelsea fans need to hear this.
So that is it. So the Bafana team has been special, but it's football.
Yeah.
We have history talking about Super Eagles and Bafana. But I think we have a more compact team. Our defense is one built on a solid rock. Our goalkeeper and our defense, Olaino, Zaidu Sanusi, Shemi Ajayi, and William Troost-Ekong, and we have our boys always roaming. I feel like the only thing that can make anybody stop us is if you can stop Olaino and Zaidu Sanusi from going up front.
Because Bassi sometimes moves.
Bassi,
switch.
Olaino, Zaidu Sanusi. There's a way that formation is supposed to be 3-4-3, but we're supposed to have Shemi Ajayi and Troost-Ekong, the only guys that we stand, and then Olaino there with them. But the other guys are defensively offensive, meaning Calvin Bassey can be at the back today, and then you are seeing him in front tomorrow. And look at most of the chances we've had. We've had chances landing at the feet of Alaino, landing at the feet of Zaidou Sanusi, landing at the feet of even Calvin Bassi. But somehow these guys are not able. Perhaps one of them will be able goal scorers because look at the opportunities Zaidou Sanusi. Look at Olaino. Look at Olaino's chances. Look at Zaidou Sanusi's chances. Bassi is probably the one out of the three who has had the fewest number of chances. But those two, Zaidou Sanusi and Olaino, they've had the same number of chances as Victor Osimhen or more.
Yes, tournament.
Yes, we should be having the highest number of defenders with goals.
Yes, it should be like 2 goals more.
We only have Tristekong with
but I like the fact that he's doing his job defensively and even helping, in the offense, in the attack. And it's amazing what these guys are doing and how they have been able to adapt to the tactics of Jose Peseiro has been amazing. Jose Mourinho, a certain Jose Mourinho will be somewhere saying, I told you so.
I remember when the NFF said it came highly recommended, talking about Jose Peseiro, and they said it was Jose Mourinho that told them, go and get him. And Nigerians were really expectant. And then the game started coming in, first game, second game, third game, fourth game. Like, how will Mourinho recommend this kind of person? Did Mourinho really Nigerians started, Nigerians
some people were saying, he recommended a friend of his that was in need of a job.
Is it because the guy just bears Jose, and then the guy felt, I'm Jose, you are Jose, go and take Super Eagles job. And then, but look at it now, everybody's, everybody's happy. A journalist covering the games, the AFCON games in Ivory Coast said, after the Cameroon game, Nigerian journalists were going to Peseiro to ask for pictures. Cote, can I have a picture with you? Cote, and I saw some pictures, and they said this was the same man that Nigerians were waiting for to say, let the guy come, let's just interview, let him, let's just do our job. But the love, he was feeling the love on social media. I tells you that this team is going at a very great pace.
Yes.
I mean, for you to know something is doing well, when Nigerian politicians start, looking out, start supporting. I just hope they
don't disturb them with phone calls this time. And everybody should leave the guys alone. Let them do what they know how to do.
Let them call. Nobody call them after the first game.
Yeah, they should
Nobody call them after the second game. Nobody call them after the fourth game. Nobody call them after the fifth game.
So I heard that the Angolans had mouth-watering, promises and gifts from wristwatches to iPhones to cash to landed properties and what have you.
They'll be getting none of that now.
None.
Because we knocked them out.
Well, they might, but then
the glory is gone, Cha.
Yes. But then you need to look at talking about the semi-finals against the Bafana. They are a team that we cannot write off. The fact that they have not been spectacular does not make them unfit to defeat the Super Eagles. Because you need to we need to be frank. If we don't take our chances, they can't take the chances. They have what it takes to to force the game into the penalties, and that's their territory. That looks like a very dangerous territory for us. However, but I'm not going to rule Nwabali out because I've not seen him in sports. We don't know. But then there's something that everybody is looking out for, especially people in South Africa, because Nwabali plays for a team in South Africa.
United,
and then the South African keeper also plays for a team. So it looks like a battle of rivals, rival South African teams, and now in the national team, Nigeria, South Africa. I'm looking also at the history between Nigeria and South Africa. I'm glad it's South Africa that we're playing and we're not playing Ghana, because I said earlier that if Ghana had 1 bar and they're facing Nigeria, that 1 bar is going to go to 100. The kind of bashing that Nigeria, the exchange between Nigerians and Ghanaians on social media has been off the chain.
They will start bashing Ghanaians.
I'm telling you.
You're not playing Ghana. You are playing a different country and you start bashing Ghanaians.
I bet you that if Nigeria crashes out in the semi-final or loses the semi-final, Ghanaians will resurge from nowhere and they will take over Twitter.
I think there's one good thing though for the 4 teams is that they are all going to be playing 7 games. The 4 teams in the semi-finals now are going to be completing 7 games. They've played 5. There's 6 to look out for on Wednesday. And regardless of what happens, if you lose, you're going to be playing losers final on Saturday. Even when you're going to be playing the final on Sunday. But of course, nobody, it's very painful when you get to this stage. And then
the emotions.
You are even look at the Malians who got to the quarterfinals.
And talk about that.
Look at the Malians.
The end of the game too. The end of the game, there was a little bit of control.
No, that was unnecessary. It was not the referee's fault that they could not score a penalty in the first place. It wasn't the referee's fault that they considered a 90th minute equalizer. It wasn't the referee's fault that they considered an almost 120th minute goal against the host.
But then talk about the corner kick. If they had been given
the referee give them
permission,
1 minute extra time. They played about 4 minutes.
But if they had been given permission to take that corner, would they have made any difference?
Football has rules, you know. Football is not a game for barbarians. There's a rule for everything. You may not like the rule, unfortunately,
true.
But you have to go with the rule. I mean, it is what it is.
But would it have made any difference if they had played that corner?
They had 120 minutes to play football. They should stop.
Leave 120 minutes. Would it have made any difference if they had that?
What was the assurance that they were going to score that corner kick? It was not a penalty now. It was not a penalty call that you say, okay, you have 80% and an 80% chance of scoring. It was a corner kick. The other guys will come and defend their corner kick. Anyway, my producers are telling me it's time to go. You know, when you're having fun and you're doing what you love doing best, you never really know that time is flowing. Yeah. One thing is certain for sure, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be getting all the love, all the support, and even all the prayers on Wednesday when they come up against the Bafana of South Africa. From Anython and I, of course, on behalf of the other members of the team, Olalekan Labode, who has been behind the cameras, Olalekan Labode, who has been my producer, Olalekan Adetunji, who has been behind the cameras, and Melanie Shola is from us to you. God bless you. Have a fantastic week. Stay out of trouble. Bye.